Now that we've reviewed our 4 different inequality symbols, we can look at graphing inequality statements involving variables to represent all possible solutions to a given inequality statement. In example 1, we're given the inequality x is greater than -4. To graph that, what we'll do is create a number line, which in this case has -4 on it. At -4, we'll draw an open circle, and that open circle indicates the fact that x equals -4 is not a solution. It's our starting point, but if we plugged -4 into that inequality, we would have a false statement. Then what we want to do is highlight all the values, either to the left or to the right of that point, that are solutions to that inequality statement. In this case, we want all values greater than -4. So we'll highlight all values to the right of -4. What that's telling us is that every single highlighted point along that path, would be a value for x that would make that inequality statement true. In example 2, we want to do the same thing, but for x less than or equal to 5. Five is our starting point, since that's what we're comparing x to. Since we have that or equal to bar, we'll use a filled-in circle. The filled-in circle in this case indicates that x equals 5 is a solution. That value of x would make the inequality statement true. And since we have x less than or equal to 5, then we're going to highlight all values to the left, again indicating that any point in this highlighted region would be a value for x that would make that inequality statement true. Now let's take a look at how these same problems would work in our homework system. In this case, we're given the inequality x is greater than 5. Since we have that strict inequality, 5 itself is not a solution, so we'll select the open circle, and we'll drop that right on 5 by either clicking or tapping. Then we'll select this line segment or arrow tool, and starting at 5, we'll either click or tap and drag to the right until that becomes an arrow, indicating that we're going to highlight all of those values that are greater than 5. We can submit and check and see that we got that answer correct. To take a look at another example here, we have x is greater than -1. In this case, we have a strict inequality, so we should use an open circle, but I'm going to use a filled-in circle and make this mistake on purpose. Putting that at -1, and then drawing our arrow to the right, dragging that until it becomes that arrow, and clicking submit, in this case gives us a yellow check mark. The yellow check mark indicates that we were close, but not quite right. So if you get that yellow check mark, it means you're on the right track, but you probably have something like a filled-in circle when you should have an open circle, or something similarly, a small mistake in your problem.